Hello and good evening everyone. Here is Kinza Maqsood. If you like my video, please share with others. Also like, comment and subscribe my channel. Let's start the video. Today I want to share with you recognizing your full potential. It is the first part of that topic. I make two more parts of that topic because that topic is it's lengthy. So I repeat my topic, recognize your full potential. It's very important. So I want to question you, what could you do if you know you could not fail? God has a destiny plan for every child he has created. Before you give up on your destiny, let's look at a few people in the scriptures as well as faithful ones in the today's world. God called each of them to fulfill a specific purpose. They could they could have run the other directions, and a few actually did. However, in the end, they obeyed God's calling and made a tremendous contribution to the world. Can you imagine a Bible without these stories, which shows us God's faithfulness, His children's hopes and courage, and God's encouragement to all His children? First, I share with you that person is the Moses. When God called him to return to Egypt and lead his people out of slavery, Moses had all kinds of excuses. He begged God to choose someone else. He said, God, I cannot speak well. I trust her. Aaron, Aaron stepped in to solve that issue. The Israelites followed Moses out of Egypt, across the Red Sea on, on dry land, and into the promised land of milk and honey. When we read in the book of Exodus, Leviticus, and Numbers and Deuteronomy, and the and we see one more story, two verses and the five fishes. This younger boy felt like he only had a little to offer, but he was willing to give everything. This is all I have. Jesus looked at that small amount of food and blessed it. That small offering multiplied to meet the need of thousands of hungry people. Read you read that story in the Matthew chapter 14 and Mark chapter 6. So I share with you one more story is the Charlie Private Slim Slim. In Charlie teenagers, the family was in a catastrophic automobile accident. She was she was thrown through the windshield, broken her back, and crushed her left leg. Her face required more than 100 stitches, and the doctor told her parents that there was a good chance she could never walk again. She was in a body cast from her chest to her toes on one side and from her chest to her knees on the other for 4 months. When the cast came off her leg. Her left leg was weak, lifeless, and 2 full inches shorter than her right. That car crash, resulting in the physical handicap, and the other 100 stitches in her face were no match for what God had planned for her life. During a Kith Hagee meeting, Charlie was healed. Charlie was called to be a Miss America. She lost in 5 separate competitions before she was finally crowned Miss America in 1980. She and her family now serve God with the same kind of technique and the commitment despite the death of their precious daughter and a personal battle with the cancer. Charlie is recognized as an American Christian evangelist, author, and the speaker, musician, and the former beauty pregnant titlehood, as well as a wife and mother. So I have more testimony for you in the second part of that topic. So God bless you. We will meet in the second part. God bless you. Shalom. Hello and good evening, everyone. Here is Kinza Maqsood. If you like my video, please share with others. Also like, comment and subscribe my channel. Let's start the video. Today I want to share with you, today my topic is 4 signs it's time to move on. Yes, 4 signs it's time to move on. Number 1, they have a different doctrine. Doc- Doctrine. This is not about minor disagreement like the timing of end times events, but rather about major technolo- techno- tech- technological points. In Acts chapter 15, Paul had a significant dispute over the issues of Gentiles believers keeping the law of Moses. This disagreement led him to Jerusalem for guidance from other apostles, which eventually lead to freedom from these legalist requirements. And the second point I share with you is the personal disagreement. Sometimes the issue is not doctrinal, but based on personal disagreement over how things are done. When we see in the Acts chapter 15, verse 39 and 34, Paul and Barnabas had a sharp disagreement over whether to bring Mark on their journey. Their difference is option was so strong that they ended up parting ways. As a result, if you find yourself struggling with how a ministry or community operates. It's okay to live respectfully. And the third point is the dryness. On the other hand, sometimes moves us out of places. Sometimes gods move us out of the places because the season has ended. In First Kings chapter 17, verse 7, 8 and 9, the brook that feed Elijah dried up, sniggling. It was time to move on. Now it's important to know, not it was time to move on. Now it's important to note that this talk of e- exciting is not about living just because you feel spiritually dry, but about recognizing recognizing when God is calling you to move. And the fourth one point, it's a last and different destiny. God may have a different destinations for you. In Genesis chapter 31, verse 1, 2, and 3, we see that Job realized his time with Laban, Laban had ended. After 20 years, God called him to turn home. This was confirmed as he observed change in his environment and heart and heard God's direction. Sometimes you will now it time to leave because you feel good nudging you today toward something different. So if you like the video, please share with others. God bless you. Shalom.